Hello YouTube, Chrono16 coming at you on this Friday evening, December 7th, 2012. This video is about the boom sounds that we reported on several months ago, except these are more recent as of Thursday, December 6th. And I've compiled a few videos together here because all these booming sounds have been heard all right around the same time. Now, I'm here in western Arkansas, in Fort Smith, Arkansas, and we heard several loud booms yesterday on Thursday in the morning between the hours of 10 and 12 p.m., 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Yesterday morning on the 6th of December, there were several loud booms constantly going between those hours. I had called the local sheriff department. They referred me to Fort Chaffee, which is not too far from where I am located here. I contacted Fort Chaffee. They claimed that they had some activity going on in one of their firing ranges, which couldn't have been true because the booming sounds were not even coming from the direction of Fort Chaffee. So I immediately discounted that. I contacted KFSM TV5 here local here in western Arkansas to see if they had any reports. They said that they had gotten several calls on the loud booming sounds. These sounds are very deep, loud boom sounds that shake the ground and rattle your windows. Well, later on in the afternoon, KFSM TV5 did a report. I believe it was on their 6 o'clock news. I'm not sure. I actually missed the initial report. And they claimed that the sounds were coming from a puny cannon located at a local landfill to scare off seagulls. Now, when you see this video immediately following me talking right here, you're going to look at that cannon and you're going to know instantly that there's no way that this puny cannon caused all the loud booming sounds and shaking of people's homes here in western Arkansas. What in the heck are they covering up? I don't know. I don't know where the sounds are coming from. I know it wasn't Fort Chaffee. And when you see this little puny cannon, you're going to know for a fact it wasn't this cannon. They actually shoot the cannon off on the video. And there's no way that this little cannon made homes shake and windows rattle. Now, there were other reports too within the last 3 days. One coming from Texoma, which is Texas and Oklahoma. And it's KTEN. And they had some loud booms down there. And according to this report, and all these websites are linked under this video, according to the report from KTEN News in Texoma, they claim that it was the director of Lockheed Martin said that they were flying jets over southern Oklahoma on Wednesday and claimed that that's what these people heard out there. So they wrote that off as sonic booms. Now, when you go to WPRI, which is located in Rhode Island, there was some loud explosion. I have a video on this one, by the way, so I'll just let you look at the video from WPRI. And no one knows what that is. Now, we also have something from Plainsman News in Alabama. They don't know what it was. There's loud bangs heard down there as well, shaking the ground and homes of people down there. They don't know what it was. And also another one reported WJBF. It was also unknown. They have no idea. First they thought it was some earthquakes had been, well, they ruled out earthquakes and they said they were doing some blasting, but they ruled all of that out. And then it came to the conclusion that they have no idea what these booms are. I have no idea what these booms are, guys. Something is going on. I don't know if it's tectonic plate movement under the ground is causing all these weird sounds from Arizona all the way up to the eastern seaboard of the United States. But it's not a puny cannon in a landfill causing sounds here in western Arkansas where several hundred people heard it. And it's not, I don't think it's sonic booms either because they're heard all over the place. Now, check out these videos immediately following me talking here, and you can come to your own conclusion. But if you guys hear any booming sounds in your area out there, please leave your comments under this video because I love to hear what's going on in your area or if you guys have heard anything out there. And if I hear any more reports of this, I'll keep you guys updated right here.
Viewers
Thanks for
of ours
watching.
on the south side of Fort Smith have been contacting us the last couple of nights, complaining about loud noises that sounded like gunshots. This is what they were hearing. This is actually a propane cannon at the Fort Smith landfill that's being used to scare seagulls away. Landfill manager John Barnes says the gulls are a seasonal problem as they migrate through the area. Says they normally use the cannons during the day to move these birds.
And they shouldn't have been left on all night. We've alleviated that issue and they will not be left on again. We've repositioned the cannons where they're not pointing towards any more residential areas to minimize that noise that you hear.
Barnes says to comply with state regulations, they have to keep the birds away from the landfill. He adds they've been using these bird cannons, though, for the last several years.
Well, you blew up our phones and red action button on this next story. Call it the case of the mystery booms. Folks in the Verde Valley want to know what shook their community last night. So CBS 5's Heather Moore hit the road to investigate.
I've never heard anything quite like this.
A tremendous boom, like a controlled explosion.
It sounded like two very large explosions.
Hundreds of people from all ends of the Verde Valley have now reported hearing the same thing. Around 5 o'clock Tuesday evening, something crazy loud stole their attention.
It scared me. I actually felt it and my house shook.
It was really, really freaky, to tell you the truth. It was scary.
Since then, a lot of people have been digging for answers.
Everybody describes the same thing. They seem to believe that it came from underground rather than from the air.
There are no active mines in this valley and no known demolitions took place.
People, I think, are wondering what it is.
It has been more than a day since those thunderous booms rocked the Verde Valley, and it is still the talk of the town. We reached out to law enforcement, to fire, to the military, even to the Geological Service. None of them had any explanation to this mystery. They're in the dark on this, just like everyone else.
It's pretty amazing that the whole Verde Valley heard this, so it had to be something quite large.
It has to be a mystery or something, because I didn't see anything and there's nothing around.
Nothing but an explosion of speculation about what's behind the mystery blasts.
I don't know, unless it was somebody that had a handful of dynamite and didn't know what else to do with it.
It's going to make a good story if we can find the truth.
In the Verde Valley, Heather Moore, CBS 5
Now we're working
News.
the latest developments on a story we've been following since it broke last night. Residents living on both sides of Narragansett Bay reported hearing what sounded like an explosion. Officials searched for a source all day but came up empty. From the East Bay Mobile Newsroom, Eyewitness News reporter Sean Daly is live in Barrington.
Susan, a frightening mystery has people talking tonight here in Barrington and all the way across the bay in Warwick. A loud mystery. Whatever it was, it got people's attention around 11:30 last night, both here in Barrington.
A giant flash of light, and about a second later, a large boom. What I thought was an explosion of some sort.
How loud?
How loud? It was loud enough to make my whole house shake.
And in Warwick, was it scary?
Yeah, I mean, I thought, oh my God, it must have been a gas explosion and somebody's house blew up. That's what it sounded like.
The Coast Guard and multiple police and fire departments investigated. They even sent boats out onto Narragansett Bay. But the source of the flash of light and the loud noise remains a mystery.
She heard a loud, really loud, like it shook her house. Loud noise.
Lori Marchand's aunt heard it from inside her home in Barrington.
She said it was so loud, she doesn't have a clue as to how nobody can know what it is, because she said it shook the house.
Our neighbors came out of the house, and their house had shook as well, so it wasn't just like down in that area. This whole area shook.
In a world of smartphones and Google, people get answers to their questions these days right away. But tonight, there are no answers, only questions. Live in Barrington with the East Bay Mobile Newsroom, Sean Daly, Eyewitness News.